Have you ever felt like you're living a dull, uninspired life, easily knocked down by difficulties? Have you ever wondered why you keep stagnating, lacking motivation, and growing weaker without understanding why? The truth is, there are certain habits that may seem harmless but are silently eroding your inner strength. They hold you back, making you live a life full of regrets. And if you don't recognize them soon, they could ruin your future. Today, on Stoic Reflections Daily, we will uncover 7 dangerous habits that are dragging you down, making you a weaker version of yourself each day. But don't worry, once you become aware of them, you can change. And I'm here to help you do just that. Habit 1, avoiding difficulties. Have you ever felt like your life is stuck in place? Are there goals you've always wanted to achieve but never actually started working on? Every time you face a new challenge, do you find excuses to delay, to avoid, to wait for the perfect moment that, in reality, never comes? This is the clearest sign of inner weakness. We naturally tend to choose the easier, more comfortable, and less risky path. But do you know something? No one ever becomes strong by always choosing safety. Think about a bodybuilder. To build muscle, he must lift heavier weights each day. If he avoids the challenging weights, his body will never grow. Life works the same way. If you don't face challenges, you will remain weak. Now, take a moment to reflect on the times you've avoided something important. You want a better job, but you're afraid to step out of your comfort zone, scared of interviews, scared of competition, so you stay in the same place, even though you're unhappy. You want a meaningful relationship, but you fear rejection and getting hurt, so you never open up, never take the initiative to connect with someone. You want to start your own project, but you're afraid of failure and criticism, so you keep delaying, and years later, you realize you're still standing in the same spot while those who took action have already succeeded. Do you see the pattern here? Fear is what holds you back. And the scariest part is that every time you avoid a challenge, you are teaching yourself, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. The truth about challenges. Difficulties are not your enemy. They are the tests that make you stronger. Think about the times you have actually faced a challenge and overcome it. How did you feel? Did you feel proud? More resilient? Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, failed over 10,000 times before succeeding. If he had avoided difficulties and given up after the first few failures, would we have the light bulb today? Or consider J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. Before becoming one of the most successful writers in the world, she was rejected by publishers more than 12 times. If she had given in to fear and given up, would we have one of the most beloved book series of all time? What can you do right now? If you're feeling afraid of a challenge, ask yourself. What's the worst that could happen? Is it really so terrible that I shouldn't even try? If I overcome this challenge, what kind of person will I become? 5 years from now, will I regret not doing this? The answers may help you realize that avoidance is not the best choice. Remember You don't have to be strong right away. You just need to be brave enough to start. From today onward, instead of running away, try facing your challenges. Every obstacle you conquer will turn you into a stronger version of yourself. And one day, you'll look back and realize challenges didn't make you weaker. They were what helped you grow. Habit 2, constantly seeking validation from others. Have you ever felt like you had to do everything just to gain approval from others? Have you ever posted a photo on social media and then kept checking how many likes and comments it received? Have you ever felt disappointed or upset when someone didn't agree with your opinion? If your answer is yes, you might be trapped in the cycle of seeking validation. The problem with seeking approval. The reason is simple: when you let your self-worth depend on others' approval, you are handing them control over your life. You lose the freedom to do what you truly want. You constantly adjust yourself to fit other people's standards. And worst of all, if one day they stop approving of you, you might feel worthless. Imagine a talented artist who is afraid of criticism. Because he fears people won't like his work, he never dares to express his true artistic style. Instead, he creates safe art just to please the masses. The result: he never grows, never reaches his full potential. The harsh truth: you can't please everyone. If you try to make everyone like you, you will lose yourself. And the worst part? Even if you follow what they want, they can change their opinions at any time. You cannot control what others think. But you can control how you see yourself. Real-life examples: successful people don't seek validation. Think about Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple. If he had cared too much about what others thought, would he have dared to challenge the entire tech industry and create the iPhone? Initially, many people mocked his ideas as crazy. But if he had listened to them, we might never have had the revolutionary products we use today. Another example is Elon Musk. When he decided to start Tesla and SpaceX, many industry experts laughed at him and predicted failure. But instead of seeking approval, he focused on his vision. The result: Tesla transformed the electric car industry, and SpaceX is pioneering a new era of space exploration. Are you stuck in the validation trap? Ask yourself these questions. Do I often do things just to please others? Do I feel insecure when I don't receive praise or agreement? Am I so afraid of criticism that I don't dare express my own opinions? If you answered yes, it's time to make a change. True confidence comes from within. Approval from others is temporary, but your self-worth comes from within. If you constantly seek external validation, you will always live according to others' expectations. But if you learn to trust yourself, you will become stronger than ever. Starting today, stop waiting for approval. Do what you truly believe in. And when you begin to live on your own terms, you will realize that true confidence is the greatest power of all. Habit 3: letting fear control you. Have you ever had a brilliant idea but never acted on it because you were afraid of failure? Have you ever wanted to change jobs, start a project, or try something new, but fear held you back? If so, you're not alone. Fear is a natural response. It exists to protect us from danger. But in today's world, most of the fears we face are no longer life-threatening. They are just psychological barriers preventing us from moving forward. The real issue isn't whether you feel fear because everyone does. The real question is, do you let it control you? Fear is holding you back. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff. On the other side is everything you've ever wanted: success, happiness, and freedom. But between you and your goal is a narrow, unstable bridge. Fear whispers in your ear. What if the bridge collapses? What if I fail and people laugh at me? What if I'm not good enough? And so, you freeze. You don't move forward, you don't try, you don't take action. You trap yourself in your comfort zone. Then, years later, you look back and regret never taking that step. This is how fear controls your life. Real life examples: people who overcame fear and succeeded. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, was once cut from his high school basketball team. If he had let the fear of failure control him, we might never have known his name. But instead of giving up, he used that fear as motivation to train harder. Oprah Winfrey, one of the most powerful women in the world, was fired from her first television job because she was told she was not fit for TV. If she had let fear stop her, would she have become a global media icon? Elon Musk risked his entire fortune on Tesla and SpaceX when people called his ideas crazy. If he had let fear of failure control him, the world might never have seen the groundbreaking innovations he brought to life. What do all these people have in common? They still felt fear, but they didn't let it stop them from taking action. How to overcome fear? White heavy check mark. Identify your fears. Write down what you're afraid of. This helps you see your fears clearly rather than letting them control you in the background. White heavy check mark. Take action even when you're afraid. Confidence doesn't come before action, it comes after action. The more you do, the more you realize that fear isn't as terrifying as it seems. White heavy check mark. Remind yourself of past successes. Think about times when you were scared but pushed through. You made it, didn't you? Use those experiences to remind yourself of your strength. White heavy check mark. Ask yourself, will I regret not doing this? Imagine looking back on your life 10 years from now. If you don't take action today, will you regret it? White heavy check mark. Face fear in small steps. If you fear public speaking, start with a small group. If you fear failure in a new project, start on a small scale first. The more you push your limits, the weaker your fears become. Fear will always be there, but you can control it. Strong people aren't those who feel no fear, they are the ones who move forward despite it. They understand that action is the only way to progress. So, if fear is holding you back, remember, you don't need to be fearless, you just need to be brave enough to start. And when you finally face your fears, you'll realize that nothing is as scary as you once thought. Habit 4, Procrastination, the silent enemy destroying your life. Have you ever found yourself in this situation? You have an important task to complete, but instead of starting, you pick up your phone, scroll through social media, watch another video, and tell yourself, I'll do it later. You want to start exercising but think, I'll start tomorrow. I'm too tired today. You have a promising project idea, but you keep putting it off because you don't know where to start. If this sounds familiar, congratulations, you're not alone. Procrastination is one of the most dangerous habits, quietly draining your strength and stealing your opportunities. Procrastination isn't just laziness. It often comes from hidden fears. Fear of failure, you worry that if you start, you might not do well. Fear of imperfection, you feel like you're not skilled or ready enough, so you keep waiting for the perfect time which never comes. Fear of discomfort, the brain naturally prefers easy and pleasurable activities. Hard work requires effort, while scrolling social media or watching TV is much easier. When we procrastinate, we avoid discomfort by choosing easier activities. But the truth is, the cost of procrastination is always higher than the cost of action. How procrastination destroys you. 1. It causes stress and anxiety. You put off a task, but instead of feeling relieved, you feel stressed because you know it's unfinished. The longer you delay, the heavier the pressure becomes. 2. It kills your opportunities. Imagine having a great business idea but delaying action. A year later, you see someone else executing the same idea and succeeding. You lost the opportunity not because you lacked ability, but because you didn't act in time. 3. It weakens your self-discipline. Every time you procrastinate, you train your brain to think, I don't need to act now. Over time, your discipline weakens, and whenever you face a challenge, you instinctively avoid it rather than confronting it. How to stop procrastinating right now? White heavy check mark. Use the 5-second rule. Count down from 5 to 1 and take action immediately. Don't give your brain time to overthink. White heavy check mark. Break tasks into small steps. If a task feels overwhelming, break it down. Instead of thinking, I have to write an entire book, just focus on writing 1 page per day. White heavy check mark. Develop the habit of immediate action. Whenever you feel the urge to procrastinate, tell yourself, I'll do it now, even if it's just for 5 minutes. This reduces your brain's resistance and helps build momentum. White heavy check mark. Visualize the consequences of procrastination. Ask yourself, if I don't do this now, what will happen? Imagining the negative consequences can push you to take action. White heavy check mark. Set deadlines for yourself. Without clear deadlines, it's easy to delay tasks indefinitely. Set a specific time frame and commit to finishing it. Time won't wait for you. You can delay taking action, but time keeps moving forward. Every day, you are either getting closer to your goals or letting procrastination pull you further away. Remember, you don't have to do everything perfectly, you just need to start. So, right now, take action. Whatever you've been putting off, start today even if it's just a small step. And when you do, you'll see your life change in ways you never imagined. Rocket. Habit 5, blaming others, the trap that keeps you from success. Have you ever met someone who always has an excuse for their failures? They failed an exam because the teacher wasn't good. They didn't get promoted because their boss was biased. They aren't successful because life isn't fair. Every time they fail, they find someone or something to blame, but they never take a moment to look at themselves. And this is exactly what keeps them stuck, unable to grow. Why do people blame others? Blaming is a psychological defense mechanism. It helps us avoid guilt, escape responsibility, and protect our ego. When we blame others, we feel temporarily relieved because we don't have to face the fact that we might be the problem. But here's the real issue: when you blame others, you give up control over your own life. If you believe that your failures are caused by other people, you won't do anything to improve yourself. If you think you're poor because of the government or society, you won't work to change your financial situation. If you assume you're unsuccessful because your boss doesn't recognize your skills, you won't put in the effort to develop them. Blaming others is the fastest way to limit yourself. Successful people take responsibility. Look at the most successful people in the world. They never blame others. Instead, they take full responsibility for their lives and focus on improving themselves. 1. Elon Musk, no excuses, only solutions. Elon Musk has faced countless failures with Tesla and SpaceX. At times, his companies were on the verge of bankruptcy. But instead of blaming the market, the government, or bad luck, he focused on solving problems. Because of this mindset, he built multi-billion-dollar companies. 2. Michael Jordan, owning his growth. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, was once cut from his high school team. If he had blamed his coach, he might have quit basketball. But instead, he accepted that he wasn't good enough yet and worked tirelessly to improve. The result? He became a legend. 3. J.K. Rowling, no blaming, just perseverance. Before becoming one of the world's most successful authors, J.K. Rowling was a struggling single mother living on government assistance. She could have blamed her circumstances, the economy, or the publishing industry. But instead, she wrote every day, submitted her manuscript, and never gave up. The result: Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. How to stop blaming and take control. White heavy checkmark. Face the truth. Every time you feel the urge to blame someone, ask yourself, do I have any responsibility in this situation? Most of the time, the answer is yes. White heavy checkmark. Ask, what can I do to change this? Instead of focusing on things you can't control, other people, circumstances, focus on what you can do. If your job isn't going well, learn new skills. If your health is declining, change your lifestyle. White heavy checkmark. Taking responsibility doesn't mean self-blame. Owning your actions doesn't mean beating yourself up. It means recognizing that you have the power to change your life. White heavy checkmark. Learn from mistakes instead of denying them. Everyone makes mistakes. The difference between successful and unsuccessful people is how they respond. White heavy checkmark. Stop complaining, start acting. Complaining doesn't solve problems. Taking action does. Do something today that moves you forward. Your life, your choice. You can keep blaming others and live in frustration, or you can take responsibility and start changing your life. Strong people aren't those who never fail, they are the ones who rise after every fall. So from today, whenever you catch yourself blaming someone, stop and ask. Backhand index pointing right. What can I do to change this? The answer will determine whether you control your life or let circumstances control you. The choice is yours. Habit 6, neglecting your physical and mental health, the fastest way to self-destruction. Have you ever felt exhausted, completely drained of motivation? Do you want to focus on work, but your mind always feels tired? Do you find yourself easily irritated, stressed, unable to sleep, or feeling like life is becoming dull and meaningless? If so, chances are you've been neglecting your health both physically and mentally. Health is not just the absence of illness. Health is more than just avoiding sickness. It's about taking care of yourself so that you can be in the best state possible, ready to take on any challenge that life throws at you. You can be talented, have big goals, and be mentally strong, but if your body doesn't have enough energy to function properly, everything else becomes meaningless. Without physical health, you won't have the energy to chase your dreams. Without mental health, you'll easily fall into stress, anxiety, and burnout. Health is not something you can put off until after you've achieved success. If you don't take care of it now, there will come a time when nothing else matters because you won't have the health to enjoy it. The consequences of neglecting your health. 1. Physical weakness makes life harder. Imagine waking up one day, feeling completely drained, every step feeling heavy. Even the smallest tasks become a burden. No matter how big your dreams are, it's hard to pursue them when your body refuses to cooperate. Unhealthy habits like poor eating, lack of exercise, and staying up late slowly wear down your health every single day. At first, you don't notice it, but when it's too late, the price you'll have to pay is enormous. 2. Mental burnout leads to stress and depression. Some days, you feel like you have no motivation to do anything even if you once loved your work. You're easily irritated, life seems meaningless, and you struggle to concentrate or get a good night's sleep. These are signs of mental exhaustion. When you don't take time to rest, relax, and find balance, your brain gets overloaded, leading to stress and burnout. The result: you lose creativity, your work performance drops, and eventually, you stop feeling happy about life. Successful people never neglect their health. Look at the most successful individuals, they always prioritize their health. 1. Jeff Bezos, sleep is part of success. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos prioritizes getting 8 hours of sleep every night. He believes that a clear and well-rested mind helps him make better decisions. 2. Tony Robbins, a strong body fuels a strong mind. Renowned motivational speaker Tony Robbins follows a strict exercise and nutrition regimen. He believes that a high-energy body leads to clearer thinking and better performance. 3. Warren Buffett, mental fitness is just as important. Billionaire investor Warren Buffett spends hours every day reading, meditating, and reflecting. He understands that mental health is just as crucial as physical health for making smart decisions. How to take care of your physical and mental health. White heavy check mark. Exercise daily, move your body. You don't need to become an athlete, but just 30 minutes of movement per day can drastically improve your health. Go for a walk. Do yoga. Lift weights. Stretch. Dance. Anything that gets your body moving is better than sitting all day. White heavy check mark. Eat properly, stop treating your body like a garbage can. Your body is a machine, and food is its fuel. If you feed it processed junk, sugar, and greasy food, don't be surprised when you feel sluggish and drained. Eat whole, nutritious foods, drink plenty of water, and give your body the fuel it needs to perform at its best. White heavy check mark. Take care of your mental health, don't overload your brain. Take time to relax, unwind, and do things you enjoy. Meditate. Read books. Write in a journal. Spend time outdoors. Avoid negativity. Limit exposure to toxic people and negative content on social media. White heavy check mark. Prioritize sleep, the most underrated health habit. Lack of sleep doesn't just make you tired, it affects your memory, concentration, and decision-making abilities. Set a consistent bedtime. Avoid screens before sleep. Create a relaxing nighttime routine. Your health is your greatest asset. You can lose everything: money, status, opportunities, but if you still have your health, you can rebuild everything. But if you lose your health, nothing else will matter. So starting today, stop neglecting yourself. Eat better. Move your body. Take care of your mind. Get enough sleep. Remember, a strong body and a clear mind are the foundations for achieving anything in life. And if you don't start taking care of them now, there will come a day when you wish you had started earlier. Habit 7. Surrounding yourself with negativity, the fastest way to destroy your mind and success. Have you ever felt drained after talking to someone? Do you feel demotivated, discouraged, or doubtful every time you're around them? The people and environments you surround yourself with will either help you grow or pull you down. No matter how strong you are, if you're constantly exposed to negativity, it will eventually affect you. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you surround yourself with pessimistic, unmotivated, and complaining people, you will gradually become like them. Many people don't realize how much their environment affects their mindset. But in reality, what you consume every day either weakens or strengthens you. 1. Negative people destroy your confidence. You share an exciting idea, but someone immediately says, "That's too hard. You'll never pull it off." You dream of starting a business, but your friends keep saying, "Someone like you can't succeed." Stop dreaming. You want to improve your life, but your family tells you, "Just accept your reality. Don't take risks." If you hear these words enough, you'll start believing them, and soon, you'll begin doubting yourself. 2. Consuming negative content makes you anxious. It's not just people. What you read, watch, and listen to daily also has a powerful effect on your mindset. If you constantly watch negative news, you'll believe the world is hopeless and full of danger. If you spend hours scrolling through social media, comparing yourself to others' perfect lives, you'll feel insecure and dissatisfied with your own. If you always hear complaints and negativity from colleagues, friends, or family, you'll slowly become pessimistic and unmotivated. The scary part? Most people don't even realize how much these things are shaping their thoughts. How to remove negative influences from your life. White heavy check mark 1. Reevaluate your relationships. Ask yourself, do the people around me help me grow or pull me down? Do I feel energized or drained after talking to them? If someone is constantly negative, always complaining, and never supporting you, it might be time to limit your interactions with them. White heavy check mark 2. Filter the content you consume. Reduce exposure to excessive negative news. Unfollow social media accounts that make you feel insecure. Instead, read books, watch videos, and listen to content that inspires and educates you. White heavy check mark 3. Surround yourself with growth-oriented people. Find people who heavy check mark inspire and encourage you to try new things. Heavy check mark have a positive mindset and focus on solutions, not complaints. Heavy check mark are successful in the areas you want to grow in. If you can't find such people in your immediate surroundings, join online communities, listen to podcasts, or read books by people who inspire you. White heavy check mark 4. Protect your energy. Not everyone deserves your time and energy. Learn to say no to conversations that don't add value to your life. Take time for yourself to reflect, recharge, and stay focused on your goals. Your life is shaped by what you surround yourself with. If you let negativity in, it will drag you down. But if you choose positive relationships and environments, you will grow stronger than ever. Backhand index pointing right. Starting today, take control of your environment. Heavy check mark. Limit time with negative people. Heavy check mark. Consume uplifting, motivational content. Heavy check mark. Surround yourself with people who push you to be better. Because you deserve a life filled with energy, motivation, and success. Rocket sparkles. Final thoughts. As you can see, small habits can make a huge difference in your life. If you constantly avoid challenges, seek approval, let fear control you, procrastinate, blame others, neglect your health, or surround yourself with negativity, you are limiting yourself without even realizing it. But here's the good news, you can change, starting today. Real strength comes from recognizing what's holding you back and, more importantly, taking action to remove it. Now, take a moment to reflect. Backhand index pointing right. Which of these habits do you struggle with the most? Backhand index pointing right. What's one change you will start making today? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to know how you plan to improve. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to white heavy check mark. Hit like to let me know you enjoy this content. White heavy check mark. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss another video that helps you become stronger every day. White heavy check mark. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this because you might just help them change their life. Remember, you are in control of your own life if you dare to take action. Rocket flexed biceps.